speciality was freedom of expression in Turkey. Tonight we're going to hear from the wonderful and eminent Mr. Ihsan Eliacik. Welcome and thank you for coming all the way to London. And we also have Dr. Onur Tekdemir, who is a research fellow at Durham University. I will have to make a few words, and they'll be followed by Mr. Tekdemir, and then we will have a presentation by Mr. Eliacik, and then we will open with a question and answer session. Many of you will know that there is also a dinner event afterwards, to which you are all welcome, in Islington at the Memler restaurant, and you can follow Buket and Ibrahim there in the, after the event. Now, as an observer of freedom of expression in Turkey for over 20 years, I've seen many events, many changes, but none as momentous as those that we saw in June this year. And I'm sure that's something that we all felt as we watched the TV and the Twitter feed with some amazement. To see such a gathering of people, young and old, from all backgrounds, come together in protest, and to do it with so peacefully, so creatively, and also with such humour was actually inspirational and extraordinary. But most important to me was to see the old divide, the secular and the religious, disappear in those days, and to see a coming together of sides in a way that I think few of us would have foreseen beforehand. Ihsan Eliacik was central to this. The photographs of the Iftar event of people from all ethnic backgrounds, from the LGBT community, Alevis, seculars, sit together to break the fast along Istiklal, was one of the most remarkable scenes among the many. Now, as you know, Ihsan Eliacik was the orchestrator of this event, and I admit that I hadn't known much about him beforehand, so I started reading and found out about his long history in this area, that he had organised similar events on the 1st of May and previous years, taking demonstrators and walking people to Taksim Square. So this is a man with a long-term vision, and with a message that he has been promoting for years, but which now seems to have found its time. But then Ihsan Eliacik also came to my attention as my attention as a specialist on free expression when he was charged with insult for tweets, and he's joined the ranks of several hundred dissidents, including writers and journalists, who have been persecuted for their views. And I'm watching with, as we all are, with great interest and some trepidation of what will happen to the 300 or so Gezi demonstrators who are now being brought to trial. Will they, like other writers, journalists, dissidents, human rights defenders before them, will they face many years in pre-trial detention or long trial hearings? Will they be labelled as terrorists? And will they get long sentences, possibly even life? But one of the things that I've learned of working in Turkey is that long-term predictions, particularly in the last 2 or 3 years, have been difficult to make. Look at what happened in the recent 2 days. So that is, throwing issues into greater confusion. In March there will be city elections, and then in June there will be presidential elections. And it will be interesting to see what will happen then and what shape the spirit of Gezi will take. So I welcome Mr. Eliacik and looking forward to hear him talk on just these issues. I'm going to hand briefly over to Onur Tekdemir to add to this.
Thank you.